All right, I'm ready to take another shot at this. I think I found the issue. So when I create scheduled day date, I'm using the date, which up here we put in as the date that we get from the journal form, but we need to put that in here too. So that should fix it. Let me look through. Let's rename these. I don't know if it's totally necessary, but just in case, because I don't want to overwrite the names from above when we create the day. A scheduled sun and scheduled moon, and then scheduled sun sign and scheduled moon sign. So this needs to be scheduled moon, and this needs to be scheduled sun. And in here, this needs to be scheduled moon sign, and then scheduled sun sign. Okay. Whoops, what did I do? Scrolled up. Okay, so we got the scheduled day date is the date that we get from the journal form with this format. Then we've got scheduled _day_ date is scheduled day date dot strf time with the slashes. And then we create a date time using that with the slashes, the now time from above and the offset. This uses the journal form scheduled date, so that's good. Then we get the phase. Scheduled response, yep. The phases are good still. So scheduled phase dB, phase equals phase, and we're setting phase in there, so that's fine. Scheduled day chart is scheduled day date time and the location. Scheduled moon is scheduled day chart. Scheduled sun takes the scheduled day chart. Scheduled sun sign uses scheduled sun. Oops, where did I go? Scheduled moon sign uses scheduled moon. And then moon phase uses scheduled phase, scheduled moon sign. And let's see. That looks good. Okay. Now let me open my database and look at what went wrong. Because regardless, when I went to the date that I scheduled it for, I should have had that unread letter notification. Let's bring the database over here. And journal. So we've got a letter. And the day ID is day 10. And I think day 10 was, yeah, the 8th. So let's delete this from the database. I don't know where this moon phase ID came from. But let's delete the duplicate 8th. Oh, we can't because we have the letter in there. So let's delete the letter. And then delete that day. So we don't have two of those. Right, changes. And now let's try to write a letter for, we'll say for the 20th. So let's go back here. Let's run the code. Okay. We'll go to today. Dear future self, blah, blah. All right, that is going to be a letter. So we need to add a scheduled date. We'll schedule it for the 20th. And we will add it. Nope. Must be a string, not a date time dot date. Can I just turn that into a string by adding string around it? Where was that at in scheduled day date? That's up here. All right, let's see if I can turn it into a string like this. I'm not sure if I can, but let's try it. So we'll go back. We'll try that again. That appears to have worked. So now if I go to the 20th, I don't have the notification, but I do have the journal entry. So let's look at the journal entry and see if it's marked as, oh, you know what? I didn't change it to be marked as unread. Okay, so we need to do that when we create a letter. So if it's not a letter, else if it is a letter, then when we create the letter, new journal, we're going to say read equals 0. Okay, so let's try again. Dear future self, blah, blah. We'll make it a letter. We'll schedule it for the 22nd. Add that in there. And then when we go to the 22nd, we should see it in the journal entries, and we have this little notification. And there's the letter. So if we click this, it should take us to the letter. That's good. And when we go back to the calendar, back to the 22nd, we no longer have an unread letter because we read it. All right, that is all working well. Yeah, that's perfect. Now I want the letters to show up. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and end the video here because it's getting pretty long. But in my next video, I'm going to work on making the letters and the journal entries show up on the calendar. So they'll be listed here. And also the tasks will show up on the calendar. Well, maybe I don't want the tasks to because the list could get pretty long. So maybe if there's a task, I'll just add like one thing, just saying you have tasks this day. Yeah, that's what I'll do. So I'm going to work on that in the next video, and I also may work on the CSS for the prompts because I don't love how they show up when we do this. I guess that's not too big, but I'd like it to be maybe a couple lines tall so that it can wrap and not like for days where the prompts are longer. So it's not going all the way over. I guess these aren't too long, but some of them are pretty long. So I'll probably work on that as well in the next video. Feel free to like and leave a comment and subscribe to my channel to stay up to date on my planner progress and my game progress. And as always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.